Hello and welcome. This video will explain the various functions and reports specific to the timetabling process within the Nestor Ankle Software Timetable Assistant application. The application is used by guidance and administration throughout the year and by timetablers in the spring. It makes use of data extracted from the master schedule by course section report. No data entry is required. Hopefully you've already watched the videos which explain how to set up the application, launch it, extract and import the master schedule data, and display various reports. The most used report is the Master Schedule Report, which shows semester and block from left to right and grades from top to bottom in an easy-to-read visual grid. During the timetabling process, the user would typically move straight to the Timetabling 1 tab. I'll explain some of the various reports and functions using current year data with students already loaded into courses. Then I'll lead you through a typical timetabling process from the beginning to the end. You will be able to see how these various functions can help along the way. Everyone has their own timetabling strategies. Hopefully you will see how to use this as a tool and it will fit the way that you approach timetabling. Here is the Master Schedule Report, Show Grade Totals. This version is the same as the regular Master Schedule Report, but has an additional line at the bottom of each grade. It shows a count of the number of courses above, and more importantly, shows a total of the number of students loaded into the period. The Available Seats report is new for 2014. Hopefully it will prove useful to users this year. This version of the Master Schedule Report shows seats available in each course. In addition to the regular import, there are several special selective import functions. Suppose we'd like to isolate just science courses, courses with first character S. This selective import will only import courses beginning with S. Then all reports will reflect only S courses. Here's the master schedule, S only. Here's the teacher linear, S only. And the room linear, S only. Or suppose we'd like to take a look at placement of U and M level courses to see if we feel we are satisfied with placement of courses for university-bound students. Use the selective import on fifth character of course code. Type UM. Then the master schedule report would show us only U and M courses. Various other selective imports can be done to isolate groups of courses for analysis when timetabling. Suppose we do an import of academic courses and then view the available seats report. In order to get all courses back into the application, we will do a regular import. Later in the video I'll explain how to extract, import, and view the class load values from a simulated load, a very powerful function when performing simulated loads. The Timetabling 2 tab also has some reports that support the timetabling process. The Master Schedule by Department report is very helpful. It shows each department on a separate page. Here we see the various departments. And here is the Math department. The Section Count tab has some reports that can be helpful on occasion. Here you can view detail and summary reports by department and by block, which show sections actually loaded into the master schedule. Very handy for verifying which sections are loaded or possibly searching to find the section that you haven't loaded. Let's look at how you might use the application at various stages of the timetabling process. I'll present some scenarios, but keep in mind that we all start at the same place and end at the same place, but we all approach the timetabling process a little differently. Hopefully these scenarios and how to use this application within these scenarios will help you. I suggest that every time you transfer to master, you run the master schedule by course section report, file print, save as, CSV, overwrite the master schedule CSV file, then import the master schedule CSV into this application. Then view the master schedule report, show grade totals. The process will likely take you less than half a minute, and then you will have an updated visual of the placement of all sections scheduled to date. I will refer to this as extract and import. So suppose that you are at the beginning of the process and have just built some sections. You may build a few sections at a time or build many. Extract and import and view the master schedule. Here is a master schedule with some sections built. Note section sizes are 0. As you progress, you will likely have to add or remove constraints on some sections. At any point, you can also use the Master Schedule by Department report on the Timetabling 2 tab to analyze course placement. Here is the Math department at this early stage. Back on the Timetabling 1 tab, we can view the teacher linear. Note that courses with unassigned teacher will have an arbitrary teacher name assigned, such as ZTeach1 or ZTeach2, etc., and will display at the end of the report. The same for the room linear. Unassigned rooms at the end are ZRoom1, ZRoom2, etc. As you finish building the rest of the sections, you'd continue to use the functions explained above, such as selective imports and the various master schedule reports. Depending on how the courses were placed within the master schedule, you may have to constrain courses or rooms or teachers differently, then reschedule courses. Each time, extract and import and view the master schedule using the various options available. There are many different approaches at this stage of the timetabling process. Different circumstances may determine the order of the next step. After all courses have been scheduled, the Classroom Sections by Semester Block Summary Report allows you to see if the semester balance matches the staffing allocation that you may likely have at this point in time. When at the stage when you are performing simulated loads, real course sizes are 0, but the application allows you to capture the class load values and display them on the master schedule. This is one of the most powerful functions of the application. While viewing the class load information after performing a simulated load, file print save as CSV, then overwrite the class load CSV file. This screen explains the importance of saving the most recent master schedule and class load, since data comes from 2 files and one file is overlaid on the other. Each session you are reminded and asked to check this box. After saving both files, click the Import Class Load and Master Schedule button at the bottom of the Timetabling 1 tab. Then the Master Schedule report will look like this. Since this is a Grade 9 simulated load, grades 10, 11, 12 will show 0, but Grade 9 courses will display the class size from the simulated load. You can also use the various simulated load selective imports. Here we import only academic courses and view the master schedule. The heading reminds us it is a simulated load and is academic only. Many different selective imports can be done, and various reports can help while doing simulations. At some point you'll be ready to assign teachers and rooms to all courses. This will explain a strategy where the teacher linear report is useful for this process. As mentioned, courses without an assigned teacher will appear at the end of the teacher linear report. Looking at the teacher linear, it is easy to find an available teacher in the appropriate period on the pages above. After finding suitable teachers for many courses, make notes, then go to the Classes screen and assign the teachers to the courses. Then run the Master Schedule by Course Section report, extract and import, then view the teacher linear again. Continue to find suitable available teachers. Make the changes in the Classes screen, extract and import until a teacher has been assigned to all courses. It usually becomes difficult towards the end of the process to match teachers to courses. You usually have to make a variety of swaps to get a solution. Use the room linear to perform a similar process to assign a room to each course. At some point you would load all students for real. Hopefully you'd be finished, but you may have to reanalyze and reload. After the students have been loaded successfully, it may be your practice to allow the department heads to swap teachers and rooms. If this is the case, this report is helpful. You may also provide the master schedule, teacher linear, and room linear to help the heads. Heads would write any changes onto the sheets and return the sheets to you. You can make those changes in the Classes screen. Then you should be finished. The teacher linear by department is a nice report to give to department heads for posting in department offices. It shows teachers who teach in the department as well as courses they teach outside the department. Guidance departments also like to use this application to reprint the master schedule report to use as a tool when counseling students, especially throughout the busy times in September. Good luck with the timetabling process.